10 Myths About Space. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Unless you're a NASA engineer, your knowledge of space is probably based on movies, children's books, and that know-it-all cousin you see once a year. This explains why many believe the sun is yellow, astronauts explode in space, and the far side of the moon is always dark. What else? The Earth is flat? Today we are going to bust 10 myths about space that you believed to be true until now. Number 1. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. You've probably read somewhere that the Great Wall of China is so extraordinary that it can be seen from the moon. Actually, no man-made structures are visible from space, not even Justin Bieber's ego. Number 2. The sun is yellow. Even though we've all been warned not to look directly at the sun, you've likely stolen a glance at the giant star for a few seconds and noticed it has a pale yellow color. It's always yellow in books, and if you ask a 5-year-old to draw the sun, you're sure to get a yellow circle. And yet, the sun is actually white. Number 3. The moon orbits Earth in a day. The moon would have to be pretty speedy to get all the way around Earth in just one day. In fact, Earth's natural satellite moves much slower and takes slightly more than 27 days to complete its orbit, which explains why the moon looks a little bit different every day. Number 4. Mercury is the hottest planet. It's easy to believe that Mercury is the hottest planet in the solar system, since it's the closest planet to the sun. But a planet's climate actually has more to do with atmosphere than proximity to the sun. Venus's atmosphere is mainly carbon dioxide, making it much hotter than Mercury, whose temperature fluctuates between -173 degrees C and 427 degrees Celsius. Not exactly a temperate climate. Number 5. Colliding objects make noise. Futuristic movies would have us believe that collisions, attacks by enemy ships, and lightsaber blows make noise in space, but for that to happen, sound waves have to be able to travel through the air. Without air, intergalactic accidents don't make much noise at all, which, we admit, would make for some pretty boring movies. The only sound you can hear in space is Chris Hadfield's guitar aboard the Soyuz space capsule. Number 6. Astronauts explode in space. It's impossible to survive in space without the right equipment. Within minutes of exposure, you'd suffocate or your blood would stop flowing. That being said, you wouldn't explode. Your body would swell because of the effects of tissue expansion, but human skin is strong enough to prevent an explosion. Number 7. Meteorites are burning. Meteorites are frozen in space, and when they enter the atmosphere and catch fire, they fall so fast that they don't have time to get very hot. If you were to happen across a recently fallen meteorite, it would probably be lukewarm. Number 8. The far side of the moon is always dark. The moon turns on its own axis while orbiting Earth. At any time during this trip, we can only see 59% of its surface, but that doesn't mean that what we can't see is hidden from the sun. Number 9. There's no gravity in space. Just because you're weightless doesn't mean you can escape the effects of gravity. Gravity still exists in space, it's what keeps objects moving in their orbits. Astronauts in space seem to be floating because they are constantly falling. Number 10. The sun is on fire. The sun is not a giant ball of eternally burning fire, but rather a concentration of gas whose conversion produces gamma rays, which in turn produce light. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe for more.